Come out of the box. Get yourself out the box.
Hello YouTube, cheers, and welcome to the basement. My name is Bruce Lively.
And I'm D-Boy Slim.
And the basement is the first daily hip-hop debate show. From Tuesday through Friday, we tackle the most intriguing topics in hip-hop culture and the world around it. So welcome back, basement family. Today, we pay homage to some of the greatest to do this hip-hop thing. Okay? Straight like that. God bless the dead and may they rest in peace. As always, press that subscribe button. Let us know you love real hip-hop debate like we do. Also, the link is in the description on how to purchase the beats you hear today and on every episode you've ever heard. It's all Team Box Cutter. Anyway, today's question. Top 5 rappers that are no longer with us. With that being said, let go.
Come out to the box, boy.
Yeah. It's a serious one.
It's a different one.
Different one.
Let me first start off by saying to everybody we speak on right now, rest in peace. Keep us from saying that throughout the course of the show. This is a different type of show. And I want to first be respectful and say rest in peace to everybody that we speak on this list.
God bless the families.
With that being said, it's top 5 that's no longer here anymore. That's passed on. Let me also say that how I graded it was impact and influence, skills, the timing and the era that they came out with, and of course authenticity, which is always probably at the top of the list in my book. Now, with that being said, I'm gonna go 5-1. Number 5 is Heavy D.
Ooh.
Heavy D is one of the pioneers. Again, as I just mentioned, timing and era. He's, East Coast. This is in that swing era. If y'all remember the late 80s, early 90s, the swing era, New Jack era, that type of music. You had, dudes, I'll Be Sure and all of them was back then. Which he's featured singing on one of his hit songs, Somebody For Me. I don't know if y'all remember that one. I want somebody to
love me for me.
Okay. So, yeah, for that, Heavy D is number 5. He had a bunch of other plethora of hits, but we don't have time to get into all of them. But y'all know Heavy D, definitely a legend. Number 4, Stack Bundles. Now this is somebody that's, to me, in the whole picture of hip hop coming out of New York, whatever, like I mentioned, underrated. If you never heard of him, we're in a day and time where you could YouTube and just look him up. Stack Bundles from Far Rockaway, Queens. Started off with Desert Storm, DJ Clue, and all of that. Ended up, before he passed, was signed with Jim Jones. Like the dudes that knew and that was into hip hop at that time, that knew the Hungry Wolves coming out the streets. Stack Bundles. Mental Piano. For the critics, these are songs that, look them up. Official. Number 3, Big L. El Coleon.
Okay.
It's the 139 Lenox Ave, Harlem. Started Children of the Corn. Came from that whole circle nucleus of MCs that came out of Harlem. Grew up with Mace, Cameron, all those dudes that from Harlem. L was that dude. He was the first one out of all of them with the record deal, Uptown. Had one album, Lifestyle of the Poor and Dangerous. Left when his second album came out. Was supposed to sign with Rockefeller at the time. That ended up being Cameron's deal. Big L.
If L is number 3, I need to see who's 2 and 1.
Big Pun is number 2. And the only reason those, that you can interchange Big L or Big Pun, Big L, like, not just because they had a big beside the name, but because lyrically, second to none. Skills, the delivery, you couldn't do it like Pun. If we was rapping about the same thing, the streets and the streets of New York, whatever, you couldn't rap it like Pun did. Period. That's just the bottom line. And the numbers, it reflected. I think he was the first Puerto Rican to go platinum, something that Fat Joe hadn't even conquered yet. He did his numbers right out the gate. Like, it's a shame, like I said, but he was another one that wasn't around for his second album, but Big Pun,
Yeah, that's strange that you said interchangeable, because I got something just like that. That's just like that, man. We're going to interchange those two. But I'm going to start with number 5 for me, man. And I just want to say a little extra about this guy. And I'm going to go through the rest because a lot of them is the same. Number 5, Guru. Guru. Okay? Now, I also have a criteria. And it's different from my top 10 criteria. We have a top 10, but this because of the specific nature of the fact that that's top 5 who's already gone. Rap skill comes first, impact comes second, and musicality comes third. That's the only 3 things I'm judging them on. When you talk about Guru and you talk about rap skills, he pioneered it. Y'all know who Gangstar is? I'm sure you do. That's Guru. He's the one who told us that you had to have the voice. Right?
Classic anthems.
The voice. Check it out, man.
Just to get a rep.
Now, besides Gangstar, because everybody's going to talk about Gangstar, we talk about Guru, but when we get past the rap skill and his impact, obviously, with that group, him and Premier, but Jazzmatazz, we get to the musicality. He was the first to really go outside of what we knew as hip-hop, one of the first pioneers, and bring it into jazz. Like, literally. And then Jazzmatazz 2, Jazzmatazz 3. And he's had 4 other albums since then. Right here. Bald-Headed Slick and The Click, 2001. Version 7.0, The Street Scriptures, 2005. Guru's Jazzmatazz Volume 4, The Hip Hop Jazz Messenger. Those who don't know this from Art Blakey, is a throwback from way back, 2007. And Guru 8.0, Lost and Found, 2009. From 1993 to 2009, Guru. Number 5, Pioneer, period. After that, number 4 is Tupac. Need I say more? Impact, the most impact of anybody on this list, period. That alone gets him up there. But he could rap, and everybody knows it. And his musicality, need I say more? Number 3, here's where we interchange. Big Pun is my number 3, simply because number 2 is Big L. Alright? He said it all already. It's no big deal. Like, I don't... number 2, number 3, they're interchangeable. But simply because the first Puerto Rican to go platinum, Big Pun, number 3. It's crazy. His rhyme style, crazy. Rapping fast, rapping with real lyrics, love songs, chart toppers. Big Pun. Big L never really got to top the charts. It was more underground, unfortunately. But you ask hip-hop heads today, including yourself, you know who Big L is and what he meant to the culture. His impact was felt, even though they didn't put him on the charts. His impact was felt. That's it. I'm going to recap. Number 5, Guru. Number 4, Tupac. Number 3, Big Pun. And number 2, Big L. Let me guess who number 1 is.
It could only be one left. I want to say that I left out some, and y'all will say, "Oh, we left out a lot." So let me get that out the way. Let's get some honorable mentions out the way. I didn't mention Pimp C. I didn't mention Tupac.
Oh,
which probably gives up my number 1. Bruce mentioned Pac. I didn't mention Phife Dawg. I can't forget about Soulja Slim. Guru, as my man mentioned, which I'm glad he did. Eazy-E. We can't forget about Eazy-E and what his impact and influence meant.
Impact alone.
Old Dirty Bastard.
ODB.
Wu-Tang. Need I say more?
Brooklyn.
And Chink's Drugs. Crazy nice with it before he met his demise. He signed with Coke Boys. But
you know what's funny? I actually thought that you was gonna put Chinks in your top 5.
I got Stack in there, and then those of you who know,
Yeah.
Riot Squad, they ran together, they grew up together.
Only problem is when you say one of your major things was Impact. I don't know how much Stack got to Impact before he died.
Well, for every other reason,
Yeah.
skills, the era. This is when everybody was saying New York was dead. There was only one other dude spitting, talking that talk in New York at the time, and that was Papoose. Those are, like I said, I had every mixtape back then. Southwest, East, and North. That's a fact.
Okay.
Style and Charisma. He's out of here. He probably tops the charts with any rapper that I mentioned with that. Style and Charisma, that's Stack Bundles. But anyway, getting back, my number 1 is Biggie Smalls, y'all.
Biggie Smalls.
And for every reason that I mentioned at the top,
Notorious B.I.G.
Impact. I've never seen a rapper, an MC, whatever you want to call him, that was here such a little amount of time, that had such a little amount of catalog and material, which Big had, 2 albums. One, he was only here for one. He didn't get to see that what the second album got to do. But he was here for such a little time and had such an impact on the entire culture. Like, his music lives on today. There's rappers that are crazy nice that don't have the classic song. Juicy comes to mind. One More Chance is the remix and all of that is a song that still gets played today. The guy's been going for 20 years now. So, that alone, skills, we talk about skills, the timing. He pioneered when the West Coast was dominating at the time, and which became the rivalry with East and West, and he's the face of that. He was the poster for the East Coast. He was the poster boy for the East Coast at the time. Biggie Smalls, I can't,
obviously my number 1 is Biggie too, but I wanna piggyback off what you're saying. You never got to see what happened. I'm gonna tell you what happened. You talking about Billboard Music Awards? He won 2 Grammy Awards. He was nominated, and also nominated after he died. You see what I'm saying? Video Music Awards, Soul Train Music Awards. He won 1 for Life After Death after he died. So he never got to see these things. And so that's why doing a show like this is important, man. We got to remember that these people helped build this thing that we call hip-hop. And now that they're no longer here, they only live with us in our memories. So these nominations, these awards mean something that he never got to see.
Important indeed to the culture. A lot of the young guys that rap and all of that now, they may not even know where they got their style from or why they do what they do and why it's important. These are the guys that made it that way.
Listen, I got a few other honorable mentions before we get up out of here, because we cannot forget Mr. Chris Kelly from Criss Cross. Okay? We cannot forget Nate Dogg.
No doubt.
Oh man, we ain't forgot about y'all, man. I know y'all want to see Proof is in there. We ain't forgot about him. He just didn't make the list. D12. Mac Dre. You want to talk about impact? The last thing I read about him was someone stole his tombstone off of his grave. Now that's impact.
Right.
I mean, it's important to that person, I promise you. And man, listen, and the DJs, Jam Master Jay and Jay Dilla.
Mr. Queens, Mr. Hollis Queens, no doubt. Definitely got to pay respects.
Pioneers, some of the greatest,
Legends.
man. That's it. That's the top 5 of who's no longer with us. We got a few differences, few difference in placements. What do y'all think? Leave your top 5 who's no longer with us right down there in those comments. All right? Let's make it happen.
Kidding me? Chink's still nicer than a lot of dudes out right now. Facts.
Everybody on this list is nicer than a lot of dudes out right now. That's undeniable facts. Anyway, listen, it's up to y'all, man. Leave them comments.
Any shout outs?
Yeah, we got shout outs. Johnny Blazer says Flex is a bitch. That's what's up. They're still on it. Thank you, Johnny Blazer. The scientist, Jordan, said, fuck, funk, fagster, flex. It's a lot of F's in there, man. That's what's up, man. Y'all going hard. Last one, Wadi Umi. And what he did was, he made fun of a mistake that I made on another show. F you, Wadi. That's what's up. That's my boy. We've been going back and forth on the comment section. Everybody, man. Wadi Umi, the scientist Jordan, Johnny Blazer. Thank y'all for the comments. Thank you, everybody, for the love. Thank you for watching. We keep seeing these subscriptions go up, and we need more. We love it. Press that subscribe button, man.
Appreciate all the comments. Keep tuning in. We out of here.
Peace.